again speak to the battle level of this team after probably a disappointing first period, but the rest of the way it seemed like everything was going exactly the way you wanted it to from a battle.
Yeah, no, I thought once we got through the first, certainly wasn't the first we were looking for, but we had talked about their delay plays because they do that a ton. We talked about making sure you manage the puck at the top of the circles, and we didn't do either of those very well. And I don't think we were very competitive at the puck. So the next two periods, I think Goody sets the tone right away. He comes out and tries to get a boost for the bench, and I believe he did that. And then we thought played two real solid periods. I mean, we outshot them, I think 28 or 29-13 last two. So they're a dangerous team. You give them a little bit of room like that, 3-on-3, and they made us pay for it.
And in that third period, could you just feel that tying goal coming? Because it seemed like you had all the momentum at that point.
Yeah. We were rolling more three lines, and I felt like they were stringing some shifts together there. We had some good looks. Marching from below the goal line, we had some really close calls. Great play by Bo over to Patty. Patty, great shot.
Was this an identity type of game? Because it seemed like tonight, maybe more than any other game, you had each other's backs, not just the fights, but it seemed like everybody was standing up for her.
Yeah, this is a group that's pulling together here. It's it's back to back on the road. You tell me you get 3 to 4 points in this, it's a really good road trip, right? So, and how we did it, they got some big bodies on the team. That's not a small team you're playing over. They have some smaller guys, but it's a big body team, and I thought the guys stepped up. It's a real good sign.
I know you're probably going to want to see it for a bigger picture. Keep this going for as many games as possible. But it feels like whenever you guys go out to play a game, no matter who you're playing, you kind of know you're going to be in the game at that point. That wasn't always necessarily the case this year. There were sometimes didn't know what you're going to get when you kind of.
Yeah, it's you get consistent effort like that, and we're still, again, we're a depleted lineup. That's really, it's not like we got a bunch of guys back and all of a sudden now we're playing this way. The positive sign is we've actually lost more guys, and the effort levels got up to compete, and it shows them that what they can do. You play Washington for the break, we're right there with them. You play Toronto twice and you beat them there. In Jersey we lose last second. You start going through these games and the teams we played, the caliber, how we played and got some wins, it's a really good sign.
Girls, I wonder if you could just talk about the way you guys battled after that tough first period and just got yourself back in and real competitive all the way through the end.
Yeah, we didn't play a good first period. We didn't like it. Didn't like much about it at all, and played two solid periods after that. Came back, never quit, and it doesn't matter. They still sting. They still sting when they go in at the end for the other guys. But positives in the second and third.
It's really become, I think, a trademark of this team now to battle right to the finish like this. How proud are you of that here, especially since the break, the way you guys have done that in really each game?
Yeah, it's been a good little stretch for us, and 2 games on the road, 3 or 4 points. It's good for it's not bad. I think if we figure out how to start a little better, I think we can help ourselves a lot. Spotting them 2 goals doesn't help in this league. It's tough to come back, and credit to our guys, we did it. Patty, great power play goal, and we could have won in regulation really at the end.
Not just because of the fights, but it seemed like you guys really had one another's backs tonight. Do you agree?
Yeah, Ollie and Goody, those are two big moments for us. 2 big fights. They're 2 tough cookies, and they stood right in there, and good for them. And and everyone, in their own ways, got to play tough and got to play strong, and that could be winning a stick battle too.
Building on what Dave was just saying, do you, I know it's a small sample size with 4, 5, 6 games, whatever, but do you feel like this team is starting to kind of form an identity a bit?
Yeah, I think that this is kind of what we've been looking for a while, and it's tough 10 minutes after a loss to come in and feel good and find positives. It's a challenge, but yeah, there's some there. We don't play that I think till Thursday. We'll take a step back and regroup and get ready for Thursday. And but yeah, there's positives, and we got to keep building on those positives. I mean, there's positives and there's good things, but the name of this game isn't to get 3 to 4 points on a weekend and spot teams periods, but there's good things out there too.
This became a really physical game. Obviously, you mentioned the fights as well, but just hitting and everything else. Is that a style that this team is? It's obviously pretty comfortable playing. I think
we're not going to back down. I think in warm-ups, I think you looked over at that team, and there's a lot of big boys over there. I think we knew it was going to be a heavy game. Credit to our guys. I don't think they're probably a little bit bigger than us, and we hung in there, and guys won battles, and KJ blocks a shot in the last 50 seconds, it almost wins the game for us. I think, you know, little things like that, you know, if we start doing things like that and we have total buy-in, you know, we're gonna hang around the games.
I think they had you credited for at least 10 hits in this one. Have you ever had a game like that before?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I may, you know, sometimes when it gets too high, I'm you know, a little angry and looking for it. But anyway, it's better than a penalty.
Well, last one I got for you is just your line. I mean, you guys have really been playing well. We've talked about it all season because you guys have been together a lot. But just how good are you guys feeling together as a unit?
Yeah, I think we're building on things. We're getting better. You know, tonight we give up one. I'd like to have back, and I think we'd all like to have back. It's the difference in the game, and it's just little things. So, yeah, we have to be detailed. We have to be consistent. We don't have a second to spare out there. It's the three of us, and I think that's why we've been better, and hopefully we can continue to get better.
You guys have kind of made that a bit of a trend recently where even if you don't have a great start, it seems like you guys find a way to kind of get back in these games. How nice is that to
Yeah,
have
I mean, obviously we want to have a better start in games, and you know, a couple of the recent games here we haven't had a good start, but we found our game pretty good in the second and third. That was the case again tonight. I mean, we battled back, you know, tied it up, and we were just doing it by, you know, we just dialed it up a little bit and started giving ourselves a chance by skating and competing, and you know, it's too bad we couldn't get the extra one.
Sean was just saying that, you know, even in warm-ups, just looking across the ice, you know, they have a big team, kind of a heavy team. Did you guys kind of know that this game was going to be a physical challenge?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like you said, they, you know, they got some big bodies, and they like to, you know, bang and crash. So, you know, we knew it was going to be a physical game. You know, you can see that it was chippy out there. Goody got us going there with a fight at the start of the second, and you know, kind of boosted us there.
It's only been a few games. I mean, 5, 6, 7 games, I should say. Smaller sample size, but do you kind of feel like this team is building an identity?
Well, yeah, I think you know, the last little stretch here, we've played some good hockey. You know, all it is it's our details and competitiveness, and you know, we're kind of, you know, we're dialing in on that stuff, and obviously when you do that, you're gonna get better results. So you know, it's something for us to build on here is this little stretch, but you know, obviously we want to, you know, keep working at it and being better here.
Boone, right before Patrick scored his goal, you were taking the face-off there. There was some discussion going on with Patrick and a few other guys. I think it was Boquist and Kent Johnson. And then you were positioning guys right before you took the draw. Not always does it work out when you're trying to put it to a specific spot, but it did work out for you. How good does it feel when you have a plan, you're able to execute it, and then it pays off in a goal like that?
Well, big time. I mean, that's a big goal for us. You know, 5 minutes left to tie it up, and you know, it wasn't anything special. I think it was try to win the draw, and you know, for me, and then from there we want to, you know, attack quick. And Patty's got that shot. You gave him a little bit of room, and you know, it's a perfect shot. So it's a big goal for us.
Nick, this was a physical one out there tonight. You were right in the middle of it, as always. Now, how hard fought was this thing just to get the point that you did tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell, kind of see the intensity picked up there, especially in the third, and obviously off a back-to-back, it's obviously a little tougher on the bodies, but I thought the guys did a really good job tonight. Obviously, a lot of props to Goody and Ole for getting the guys going and kind of getting the momentum in our favor there.
The first goal that you guys got, you shoot the puck and Boone tips it on its way in. You know, that period starts off with a fight. Then you get an immediate power play, real chance to grab momentum there, and didn't get it. But you did get it later on that goal. How big was that for you guys, just mentally, to get on the board?
Yeah, that was big. I mean, I think we've had chances throughout the first and early on in the second, and then obviously it keeps going back to these fights, man. These guys are important to this team, and a lot of respect for those guys. And even if we don't get one in 5 minutes or 10 minutes later, we get one, and you can kind of just keep building off that momentum shift after shift with which ended up happening on that goal, so that was big.
Yeah, that was old-time hockey tonight. I mean, you don't see those fights off the draw much anymore. I got to see two of them, two different guys doing it tonight, but there were timely. I think that's the thing about those two guys. Would you agree that their fights they've had this year, they have been timely?
Yeah. I mean, you can tell things are, we kind of needed it a little bit there at the start of the second with Goody, so obviously he knows what he's doing. So, and then Ole too, things were kind of not getting out of hand, but getting a little chippy, and I guess they wanted to go, so that was good.
Nick, it's been such a crazy season, obviously, with the injuries. We've talked a ton about it. Young guys playing, people trying to find their way. It seems like you guys have sort of started to find an identity as a team. How nice is it to just go out on the ice and know, that you guys are going to stick with teams, play them hard?
Yeah, I think just over the last couple weeks or since we've kind of come back from this All-Star break, you can kind of see guys are starting to trust in each other a little bit more, starting to trust in their game. And, I mean, for a young group, I think it takes a little bit of time to build that identity. So you can kind of see it's starting to build along and starting to grow. So last week or two has been a step in the right direction, and just got to continue to build and continue to grow.
But give you a feeling in here of kind of encouragement in the room?
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, just the last week in general, you can see, guys are joking around a little bit more, guys are laughing. So I think just as a group, we're getting closer, which is always nice. And obviously on a road trip like this, you're hanging out with guys, it's good weather, so everyone's in a good mood. So it's nice.